share my screen. Okay, yes. Welcome all to the Foundational Infrastructure Working Group meeting. There are some agenda items. First is vacation. Next week I will have vacation starting next week, and so and Dehan is on parental leave, so we have a bit of a problem with leading this meeting basically. So it would be nice if someone would be able to take over at least. Like I think I can maybe manage one or something during my vacation so that we don't have like 4 weeks of no meetings. Maybe if someone else wants to host a Foundational Infrastructure Working Group meeting, that would be awesome. I don't know, Ramon maybe, or Felix.
Yeah, we can take a look. We can take a look.
Yeah, are you okay with doing that, Ramon? Because then I will put your name up for like at least a date, maybe next week.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I mean, I will definitely join as well, and Ramon, we can also talk about that. I take one over then later.
Yeah, sounds good. We are here anyway with all this.
Yeah.
Not much for hosting, it's just sharing your screen.
It's sharing your screen and going over the board. I think that's mostly it. I don't know. Yeah, and I think the board is. You should have access there. Right? Can you move things over? Can you change things in the Foundational Infrastructure Working Group board, Ramon?
I think so.
Can you move things over? Okay, I think we're fine. Let's review what we have open in the board.
Should you be able to drag and drop in that board?
Yeah, I am.
So I cannot drag and drop stuff.
And do you have this like on the issues? Can you change columns here?
Maybe it's just my browser.
Maybe you should buy a Mac.
No. That's not how it works.
I think you don't have access.
No, I'm using Brave browser, so I don't. I
Okay.
just don't think I have access.
Okay, I've given Felix and Ramon access.
Now I can drag and drop.
Okay. Oh. I thought we had oh yeah, we have Matthias on the call. Matthias, do you want to give some context about this?
Hello, I hope you can hear me. My Mac is currently driving me crazy. Yeah, basically, I noticed that the update cloud config and the update runtime config is behaving differently, and then I noticed that there is actually a very old issue for that. And I yeah, simply implemented that so that update cloud config and update runtime config and cloud config and runtime config, so the commands simply behave in the same way. And here you now see the PRs for Bosch and Bosch CLI and Bosch Docs. I implemented unit tests. I ran it on one of our landscapes. So yeah,
That's
more or
gonna
less
be
it.
a big issue, because this is like we have an issue in the pivotal tracker for the VMware Bosch team, where that describes this issue, and that's the issue that's always used for interviews. So this has been implemented many times, but never committed.
Nice.
So yeah, they have to find now a new interview story.
It's a good one, actually.
I don't know.
And
It was like a nice thing, like simple, small in scope, that would give you, like, you would have to do something on the CLI and something on the director, right? So it was a nice story for interviews.
That's why Matthias is working on this on his way to become an approver, right?
Yes, definitely. About that, I have.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
the question is, do I have that job now?
So there's
My question would be now, if I have that job now at Pivotal.
if
You mean
job as
whether the PR
VMware.
is sufficient, right?
I don't know. We have to review it. And we don't know if you paired enough and did the test driven first, right? Could be that you cheated and wrote the test last. Let's see that. But about the becoming a reviewer, so I have started the discussion here to have a reviewers team with people that are aspiring to be become approvers, right? So that we can start assigning these people in that group to PRs to review, because currently people that are in the organization are not able to actually be assigned because you have no permissions by default. That's just the Cloud Foundry organization setting. So I think this is the first time that someone actually has looked at the roles as they are defined and found, like, it's currently technically not possible that with just being an org member, you cannot actually get those reviews that you need to become an approver. So yeah, there's discussion going on too. I think this was discussed at the TOC meeting and most people were in favor. There were no major concerns. So I just need to create an RFC to propose this workflow. So yeah, needs a bit more time. Yeah, this just needs to be reviewed. I will look at that, and I see Joseph and Ramon are also.
Yeah, I already did one.
Yeah, I saw that with Behan on parental leave, and I think Long is also on parental leave. So we currently have like a really small pool of people that actually do reviews. I don't know, Felix, you were taken out of the rotation. Do you now have maybe a bit more time to do a few reviews?
Good question. I mean, I can do some. Let's try it and see. I try to unassign me if I cannot do it, and but I'm just wondering, like, can I review these things? Because
I don't know.
Basically,
like, if you don't, like, we assign it at random, and if you don't feel comfortable, you just.
No, I feel comfortable. It's just that one of my team members implemented it. So, but if that's not an issue, I can review it. Of course.
No, that's not a problem. Like, it's more about
Okay.
like having more eyes have looked at it, right? That
Yes.
And you need 2 approvals to get it merged anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, no problem. I mean, especially around the CLI and the API, I feel confident to review things.
Jumping in
then
here.
I will put you in the. Yes.
I'm also interested in becoming a reviewer. If I need to create a PR or something, I will do it.
Yes. Can you create a PR to add yourself to the working group? I think you have done already enough PRs and things and contributions to Bosch, right, to be able to.
Yeah, I can link them in the PR.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that you already did one for Amelia's working group.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you create a similar one, we also have Brian Cunny and Aaron Price who are currently trying to get approver status. Problem is that Behan also needs to approve those PRs, and he is on parental leave, so maybe we can do a TOC override or something. But he is also on the TOC, so it's a bit parental leave. It's interesting. The system was not designed around parental leave and people not being there.
Parental leave is important.
It is.
It's not okay. Who designs such systems nowadays?
Yeah. So
I don't have kids, so I don't know. I don't understand this concept of parental leave.
okay, let's go back to the board. It's been approved. Oh yeah, there were changes requested. I think there were the unit tests, right? And you did that. Okay, then I will look at it again. It needs a review then. This I'm not even gonna check because that's waiting. That one needs to be. Still needs to be reviewed. I'm gonna ping Joseph to also look at this. We'll do that later. Let's see. Here was a change. Okay. Same change. Okay. Yeah, and we looked at this already. And this one is also related.
Yeah, I just added an extra sentence for the the one from Constantine. Make it clear default applies to PG database. I just found an error in the sentence. But...
Oh, you changed it? And,
I was looking, it looks good to
merged
me, and then I was rereading it again, and then I was like, huh? But yeah, it's already merged. So
So you want to make another change?
nah, it's like it's like the below default applies to, but I think it sounds better. The default below applies to Postgres sounds better. But it's just documentation. It's
I
just
mean,
how you
feel
can
free
do
to
it.
make a PR. And we can
Yeah.
do it. Was that something we were looking into? No. Yeah, so the whole situation with Bubble is a bit difficult. We're currently trying to get it to move to the deployments working group. Also, Ramon and I have been working to try to get at least one release out of not this state resource, but the bubble itself, because there's a few PRs that are important, especially the new VM sizes and an updated runtime config for the Jammy Jellyfish rollout. But there's currently no CI that's working, so we're trying to do a manual release, but that's interesting. There's a bit of technical depth in that gem, or in that not gem, but project, because it's on a really old version of Go and a bunch of libraries are out of date. So yeah, that's ongoing. But yeah, I don't have context or bandwidth to do more bubble.
No, I looked at it and it looks okay to me. The problem is that we cannot test anything because currently the BBL state resources, we don't have anything to test it for, because, well, now we merged. So today we merged it, everything.
Okay.
So maybe now we can look further on it.
So rebase this and then test it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so now I can rebase it and test it, basically.
Yeah, could you do that? Because you have done that before for the other one.
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Okay, so inbox is manageable again.
Yeah, that's to avoid the whole issue about creating new releases the whole time. But this is,
but it's actually not using this file, right? This is just for documentation. So the files from Bosch deployment are embedded in the binary.
yes, and that's correct. But it seems that when it's built, it gets something from the deployment versions, that text. It seems.
No, it has submodules, and the deployment version is just written out to have it in a text format or something.
Oh, I thought the CI was using this file to get that specific tag. Could be wrong.
I think it's the other way around. CI that gets the latest version of things and then writes it out to this file and updates the submodule.
Okay, then my mistake.
But I mean, it would be interesting to allow for bumping this, but it also makes the CLI less self-contained, and it is already possible to override the Bosch deployment files.
Yeah, true. But if it would be like just a flag, just an extra option, it would make stuff.
Would it maybe make sense to do this in the? We also have tasks, right? That like concourse tasks.
Yeah.
That for Bubble that are shipped. I thought maybe we could have a flag in there to use the latest Bosch deployment or something. It's more like a CI thing, and the CLI would still work.
I was thinking it would be better to put it in the CLI, as then everyone can use the flag instead of only the CI. So whenever you're using something, you don't have to worry about, oh, I need to clone this, I need to update the module again. I thought it was just easier, but yeah.
Now, the problem is you introduce a dependency on Git as well.
Yes, well, everyone has Git once you have BBL. That's like...
Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's currently no team maintaining this, so the work.
Yeah, that's
so
why
it is more of a create a so we would need a PR that implements this, and then we can discuss it. But I don't see how to prioritize this work, given that
No,
there's
it's
no
just
people
it's also an
working on it.
issue. It's just an issue for the Bosch bootloader repository. Let's get some life into this because it's dead. Nobody is doing anything. So.
But it is important. People are like, apparently there's quite a lot of usage still in their CI.
I know. So that's
and
why
maybe
now
this-
maybe there is something. So that's why I put help wanted and enhancement and
help wanted. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Let's put it in this, and then we can change the. Where's the other fields? Area, yes, no. Status. Can I change that to open for contribution? What's this? Bosch deployment resource. Okay. What's the context?
I have no idea.
What am I looking at? Sample.
It's not even a sample that we put in here. It's just,
No, and it's like get reviewers. I mean, I think this is like the wrong repo.
is in instead of it. Oh.
Um, the area is correct. It's just no. That's also the UI changed. This is discussion, I guess.
Yes, this is currently for the stem cell infra repo. We use Quarks, and Quarks is not maintained anymore. The problem goes even further. We cannot go to the newer Kubernetes version because Quarks is still using a deprecated certificate API. So either we need to move away from Quarks or we need to find something to fix Quarks.
That is interesting. Does someone know what the latest state or what the current best practice is for generating secrets on Kubernetes clusters?
Silence. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I created this issue. It was just like maybe someone will know something.
Would be interesting to know if there's like a native way in the Carvel tools now to do this, but I don't think they have secret generation now in their scope.
Yeah, that I saw something which uses then Vault but that's introducing another container Vault, and then you need to have a step in between it, so you make it way more complex again.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
I also don't understand why they abandoned this project because there's nothing else.
So that because like the whole CF fork. No, that was not C. That was
That's the whole Kubernetes ecosystem. Yeah, I don't want to do it.
no. Yeah, it was one of those other initiatives that was stopped, right? That
Yeah.
if you find me incoherent, that's because it's currently quite hot here in Sweden. So we have a heat wave. So I'm having a bit of trouble concentrating. Another one of these.
Yeah, I'm wondering how that new they renamed it, like the Irene, they renamed that, right? To something new project, how they are managing certificates and passwords.
Yeah, isn't that CF is that Project Corifi or something?
Could be. They changed it already.
I haven't played with that, so I don't know.
Corifi. Yeah, Cloud Foundry and Kubernetes.
Well, they did this automatically now.
Do they reference which Bosch version they're using? Because I remember
here.
there were. Oh, okay, it's pretty new. Okay. Interesting that that documentation page advertises to do that via the console CLI.
Yeah, that's weird. This is the problem, right? But also, this is a one. This, yeah, I don't know at this point.
What's the question at the end?
Yeah, like why are the tasks staying in the database?
Okay, maybe we can ask
They
for
expect
help or contribution, because I'm not sure. Someone has the issue, he could dig out why that is and provide a fix.
yeah. I mean, there should be something in the Bosch, right? We have the jobs director spec task something. Yeah, there's this.
I remember that we had a situation where this cleanup job that is then triggered on that based on that schedule was not able to delete all the tasks during its run, but only a fuzzy memory here because it was in that there were some versions where some things were not working as expected. I'm not entirely sure what were the details.
Yeah,
But there
I
was
think there were
something.
some regressions or something.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And what also would be interesting, what's the main problem for the person now, because it has two aspects, right? The entries in the database, but also the debug logs on the disk. And usually for us, it was much more important that the disk space is freed up, not so much that actually the database entries go away. And
Yeah.
for that one, someone could just go to the VM and delete those tasks as those files on the persistent disk.
Yeah, let's wait for this. I want to get some more context
Yeah.
on why they're trying this, and like I also not sure if this like is cached data, right? Maybe, or this is maybe scheduling something, right? And it's running in the background. Could be. I know it is. I don't know this class if this is the job that's actually performing it, or if it's actually scheduling a thing to be run in the background.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, so we, as part of that whole cleanup old stem cells discussion, there's an RFC for that proposal. Konstantin has already started to clean up, or not like unpublish, some of the really old stem cells, and so far only a few people have complained, and they were on really old Xenial stem cells. So, and those are is just the light stem cells, right? So they should still be able to use heavy stem cells in those cases. Yeah, would be good if Konstantin could take a look, because he has context on which stem cells are particularly deleted.
Since you mentioned the RFC, that's a separate topic actually, but I need to drop soon. There was some discussion internally about the release schedule of stem cells. And so I basically said to the security people, it makes sense to approach the security people of VMware also in that security working group. And I suggested that any discussion should end up in such an RFC, and I would expect, like, if there some agreement will come, or that we will come to an agreement, or they or whoever, that probably then the question arises whether this needs more investment, etc. But I thought like this would be a good way for them to really bring that to a transparent discussion. Yeah.
If they want to have like build consensus within the community, I think an RFC would be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, 25 minutes ago. And there will be a PR. Nice. So this can be set to open for contribution. Carson, this is your issue.
Yeah, I noticed some time ago that quite a few teams are still using this Relent Docker Hub push bot Docker image, which hasn't been updated in about 2 years. The ARD working group switched to pushing to the Cloud Foundry CF deployment concourse tasks Docker image. So yeah, anywhere we use the old image, we should use the new image. This repository has some pipeline looking files that reference the old image. I can make a PR relative to it too. I think I was just going through at the time and calling them all out so I could revisit them later.
Okay. Yeah. PR would be awesome. I think the idea here would be to maybe have a flag to skip the cleanup altogether. Oh, it already has a skip if missing. Oh, but it's not missing. So there is a director, but if it's a Bosch Lite, you actually don't need to delete the deployment, right? Oh, lol, this is just a really old issue. 3 years ago. It's just marked as stale.
It should be fixed.
It should be fixed, yeah. But given the lack of maintainers for Bosch bootloader, I'm not gonna spend time on that now. Okay, yeah. Thanks all for attending this meeting. Is there any other things people want to discuss? Okay. Thanks, and
Yeah.
see ya in a few weeks.
Bye.